everybody. It's Billy, the Crafty Floridian. I was just sitting here playing with the camera, and I was wondering what would my lips look like if they, especially the top one, if they put that filler in it. But I can't get it to do that. So anyway, I'll live with what I got. Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's Monday night. I just got up. I know it's like 6:30, but I just got up from a long nap. I was really tired. I woke up early this morning, and I worked all weekend on some things that I'm going to show you. And but first of all, let me show you what I finished. I'm so happy, so happy. I finished my brother's blanket from an Afghan. It's not as long as I wanted it to be, but that I would have liked it to be, but I ran out of yarn. So anyway, it's something he can put in his lap. I did not see any need to put a border on it. As you can see how it ends up. You can see up there. Ends up like that. So it turned out really nice. And it's nice and heavy and it's warm. Nice and warm. And I think, he's very conservative. So anyway, it'll be something that he can lay in his chair, put over his lap and his dog can get on it. So yeah. So it's all finished. And I used every single strand except for a little bit that I rolled up. I always like to send a little bit, if I remember, with my items so that if anything happened, they have some yarn to repair it with. So that goes in with the sweater. And then I'm going to try to get that in the mail this week. Let's see, what else? The other thing that I've been kind of experimenting with, I don't know if you know Make and Do Crew, their patterns, which I think y'all are making a lot of them with these rectangle sweaters. I know that they did a bunch of them like that, or hexagon sweaters, and I made a whole bunch of those, 2 or 3 years ago, I remember. And in fact, I got some pictures of them, and if I was very patient, I would go in and show you some pictures, but I'm not that patient. But anyway, so what I did was I saw their pattern for a quick slipper. It was a rectangle that you turn into a slipper. This sounds good because I've made slippers before and you have to decrease and all this stuff. So I said, well, I'll give it a try. It's something a little bit different. So I did. And then I remembered the problem that I had. Now this is a Make and Do and it's a free pattern. It's just put Make and Do and look for their slippers. I mean, you can get the paid pattern, but I just did the I didn't even print it out. What I did, I just wrote it down because it's very, very simple. It's a one repeat row, and it gives you measurements, for socks like or 9 inches or different inches as you go along. And so then I started just playing around with it and adding a few things of my own. So let me show you the first. I made several pair, but let me show you the first pair I made. Alrighty, let me get them out. The first pair I made, I didn't read the pattern very well. But this is the first pair I made, okay? And you see how it loops over, one to the right, one to the left. And yeah, one this side, one this side. So anyway, then I just went ahead and put a little bit more to go up to the ankle, almost to the ankle kind of thing. And they're okay. I mean, they would be good to just, if you're laying on the couch and you want something to keep your feet warm, these are good to just throw on. But you see the pattern? See how the pattern is going this way? Okay, you saw that, right? So when I was looking at it after I got them finished, And I thought, that doesn't look like the picture. But these are okay. I mean, you can use them, but I'm not going to do any more with them. This is all that they get. Okay. And I mean, it was an easy. Well, it took me more than an hour, but I have to stop. I mean, if I just kept going, it would probably take a good hour. Because once you get the triangle, it's all just sewing it together. That's it. Except I added this, the green. But yeah, you can do it in an hour for sure. But I didn't because I have to stop every now and then because of you know stuff with my hands. So the next pair I made, was it that pair or this pair? No, I think it was this pair. Okay, no, it was this pair. Okay, and you'll notice they get a little bit better as we go along. So this was the second pair that I made, and if you know it, if you realize the ribbing is now going because what you do is you do an L hook. It has to be like a 6 bulky. You use a 6 bulky, but I put two fours together. So anyway, now the ribbing is going in the right direction. It's going vertical instead of horizontal. So I made these, and I put a little bit of a little bit of this. It's Christmas little ones. And then I had noticed that they had put leather or something on the bottom. I said, okay, I can do that. So I ordered some suede. So I ended up putting some suede so that when you walk, it's not like you're sliding. You have a little bit of tension. Now, the first time I put these on, I put them wrong side out. So I had to take it all out and redo them. So now I've got a cute little pair of slippers that are slipping, non-slippering. But yeah, so that's, and did I have a pattern for it? No, I just, laid it up, see where I want it, cut it. I cut it, myself, and so they say to sew it on with the same color as the suede, but I don't have a lot of brown. If I did, I would have to search for it, and I wasn't in the mood. So I didn't want to do it, so I didn't do it. So then this was the second pair that I made, and it's got suede on the bottom. So that was successful. They came out nice, but I didn't do it so that like the first pair looked like they were over to one side, then over. I just did it kind of off centered, but anyway, because it makes, I don't know. Anyway, so I did that's the second pair. Now the third pair is much better. Cute, much better. So I like the way I did the toe, and what I did was the last row, I did a single crochet in the last row so that this would not be so bulky here at the toe. So then I, see, okay. And if you look, some of them you have to play with it a little bit, but yeah, there's a little difference. I have never been able to make two things that look exactly alike, but I don't know. It's the same size. They just look a little different. Okay. So then I said, okay, instead of doing two pieces, let's do one piece of the suede. So I did this on the bottom. And somehow I hate this little thing here, and I've been playing around with that. I'm going to smooth that. I smooth that out in the next one, I think, and I'll show you. But it's a little better. I did smooth it out a little bit, but that you can't help it. That's the way it goes. So that's the third pair that I made, and I think these were successful, and I like the bottom. Now, when I designed the colors, you notice I did a little red, 4 rows of red. I did 4 colors of red there, but the 4 colors of red on this one are are in the back, and the 4 colors of this one is in the front. So you see, I anyway. So that's all right. They match. The colors match. The design might not, but the color, the shoes match, but the colors in the now this yarn I'm using is Hirschner's, and it's really it's good and sturdy. You know what I mean? It reminds you of Super Saver. But Nancy from She's Got Me Yarn Too gave me this last when she was here last February. So so anyway, so then I made that. So I'm gonna use all my yarn for these. Don't ask me how to do them. Then, well, I do have people that I'm going to give them to. And then I said, well, I have this, my little great granddaughter. I don't really have a granddaughter, but I have adopted a granddaughter. And I made these. Now look, see that this is getting better. And the heel on this one was a little bit better. So what I'm going to do now is, I was going to show you what I did. I went in and I cut 2 of these suede things. And then I place them like the widest area goes on towards the heel, and this goes to the front. Now, the process is I have this wonderful, I thought I brought it in with me. Here it is. I have this wonderful tool when I was making, let me see. Hold on a second. I know this is rude, but just hold on a second. I want to show you something. If I still have them. I must have thrown them out. But I have these flip flops. Wait a minute, I could show you right with my own flip flops. Okay, these are exactly like the flip flops, but the ones you get in the dollar store for $1. And when I did crocheted, tops to those flip flops, this particular instrument was beautiful because you would stick it right in the side there. Here, I'll do it to these. And see how it would come out on the other end to make a hole for crocheting. So I've kept it all these years because I made some really pretty little shoes with those, but they're hard to do. The poking and getting the yarn through those holes and stuff. Okay, so now we have the little shoes, and this one I made all one color so I wouldn't make a big mistake. And then I cut 2 of these exactly alike. I didn't screw up on that. And then there's a real smooth side, and then there's the suede side that goes on the outside. So what you do is you take this little instrument here and you start here. Let's see if you can see. But anyway, you poke holes like that. And that gives you the holes to pull your yarn through. So I go all the way around it, poke my little holes to get my needle through. And then just sew it on the bottom. It's really easy. It's not hard at all. And I will have to tell you that on one of them, when I was sewing it on, I ended up sewing it the top to the bottom. So I had to undo it and, redo it, right? So anyway, I got them cut and they are all ready. So it's just a matter of making this a little small and this a little rounder, and then I curved that in a little bit for the fit of the foot. So that's what I've been playing with this weekend, taking the Christmas and I put a little put a bunch of little tassels on this one. This is for a little girl. So that is all ready to, and here it is, Hirschner's worsted 8 yarn. And I don't even know if this has got a color. Yeah, it does. It's called Christmas. Christmas. And then I have a red and a green, and then I pulled some white that I had. And that's where the white comes in these particular slippers. Now, this is all added on. This is not part of, of the pattern that she have. But you can see I used the green there to sew that on. So I wanted to, it's kind of rough. It's not soft, but it'll be sturdy. It's a lot sturdy if you put something soft on there for the slippers. So where's my little pads? So that's what I have to do is to get these done. Okay, so those are really all my finished objects. I've got a ton of sewing done. I didn't sew today. I was kind of tired. Saturday, was it Saturday? Yeah. Saturday, there was a big mix-up with the insurance company about my scan. So they did a CT angiogram, and they did the contrast, in my head and my neck, or they just did the head, I think. The vessels, the arteries, the carotid arteries that go up here. And he was really nice. His name was Sean. And guess what? Sean was from Virginia. He was from Alexandria, the Mount Vernon area. And of course, I lived in Alexandria for many years. And Arlington, I lived for about 25 years. And then I lived in Fairfax County, Falls Church area that's where we moved there when I was about 6 or 7, I guess. So, and I stayed till I was 58. So that was a long time. But that was my home, and he went to Mount Vernon High School, and I went to Falls Church High School. And he was just so nice. So he took me into the back room and showed me the screen, of how it looked and all that good stuff, and explained to me what he was going to do, how he was going to do what they do, splitting or, all that stuff. So he was just showing me, and he said, my arteries were, well, he didn't say that they were normal, but the shape of them were normal. They're just straight up. They didn't make any curves or anything like that. So that was kind of interesting. And he was from Virginia. So he told me when he walked me to the door and everything. He was a young guy, don't know flirting or anything, but he said something about that his brother graduated in 74 or 5 or something from Falls Church, and I said, well, I was year of 63. He says, you look pretty damn good for 77 years old. I said, well, thank you very much. I put a big old smile on my face, got in my car, and drove home. I did do a little tape. I did film a little bit of my ride and showed you a little bit of the debris and stuff on the side of the road. I might just bring that on and post that too. It's on my phone. I'm not good with that either. I'm not good with technology like I used to be. But if it's something that I need to have done, I would do it. But if I don't feel like doing it, I just don't do it. And I'm sorry about that. But just remember, the slippers are make and do crew. That's all you have to know. If you're interested in making some little simple, that you can do in an hour or so, and it is crochet, and it is with bulky yarn. And yeah, so that's, now the blanket is a tutorial. Bag O'Day does a tutorial on that. She called it the wave stitch. Oh, geez. And it's an older tutorial, but you can find it. Just look under her blankets, and I'm sure that you'll find that. And to speak of that blanket, before I started the blanket for my brother, I had started the same pattern for a Boggy Creek blanket. and I think it is. Yeah, it is. Is that right? Yeah. So I had started this blanket for Boggy Creek. So it is the same pattern. So I'm going to, this will be my, watch TV type blanket because it's only a 1 yard repeat. I mean, 1 yard. You know what I mean. I wonder if I've got it long enough. I thought I measured it um, when I was, uh, and I think you do. And she gives you, you can do. It's so many plus. You do. I think it's anyway 4. I don't know, something like, I can't remember. Let's see. I think it's supposed to be 35 to 40 by 40 to 50. And this is approximately 38. So we're good. We're good. So, yeah. So I've got lots of this yarn. And this yarn is called Major. And it was given to me. I can't remember if it was Mary or Barb or one of those beautiful guardian angels that I have out in California or out west. Yeah, it's called Major. And the color is called, I was going to say toilet, but it's Toile. 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 And I had started this one, which I was just making up by myself as I went along. And I really didn't appreciate it too much because it's so blah. So I will frog that and have that yarn to go on this one. So, and I thought it was colorful enough as a pink, this blues and coral color. So that's what I'm working on. Now, the last thing on my agenda is I was sitting there working on my brother's blanket. So I was going through a bunch of YouTubes. And I mean, when I say go through a bunch of YouTubes, means, how you screen them, you screen across and you look and say, well, am I interested in this and this and this and this? Because I can't watch all of them. I can't even watch the ones, my good friends sometimes. So I try to watch things for stuff that I want to do and learn because that's kind of where I'm always have been. For just conversation, if I do go in conversation, I listen and I sometimes I learn patterns and stuff if they talk about it. But if it's just conversation, I feel like I'm not catching on. I'm not getting it. Something's wrong. You know what I mean? I know that's a lot of my friends, but if it's about yarn or patterns and stuff like that, because I don't know that much about yarn. I've known yarn all my life, but I don't know all this new yarn and where it comes from and all that good stuff. I learned through them, watching them and what kind of yarn does this and what kind does that. And I still fall back to the old fashioned yarn because I want durability. And I like durability and I like, what are you doing down there? She's got a toenail that's a little bit longer than the other toenails and it clicks. So I know where she is. And this is Abby that I'm talking about, not me. So I tried to catch her last night. Not catch her, but tried to, she knew what I was talking about, cutting that toenail. But she won't have anything to do with me, so poo on her. So anyway, I went across it and I said, oh, that's kind of unique. And I'm sure you guys have seen it. Once you look at something, then all of a sudden, an hour later, everybody that's made that particular item shows up on your screen. I'm talking about like the TV screen, right? Or on my phone. Because sometimes I'm on 2 or 3 devices at a time. I mean, that's crazy, but that's the way it rolls. So anyway, and I haven't, I think it's called the rag blanket. So I'll just show you what they do. Now, I've already kind of pieced this together. and this is halved. It'll be twice this size. And it's I got the honeycomb and the honey here. So this will be the one side, and this will be the other side, and it's going to be a yard. Yeah, because this is it's going to be a yard by yard by. It's going to be 1 yard. Okay. So what they do is what you do is that right down the middle you will sew, and then you fold it quarters, and so that you have even little squares. And where you sewed, you're going to cut it, and then you're going through, and then you're going to slice it real tiny, okay? And it makes, and then it's hard to explain. Anyway, so you do it horizontal and vertically, and you do it like in fours, I guess. You do it down the middle, and then you half the next each side, right? And then you put an inch seam on each side around the perimeter, right? And then you cut that, and you can put binding in it or cotton, but you really if you put interface in it, you got to make sure that interfacing is sewn to the fabric, right? Just can't iron it on and then have a space here that you don't catch it. And then once you get the little things, and then you throw it in the washer and the dryer a couple times, and it curls all up, and it looks so cute. So I thought I would experiment with this. So I'm going to give it a try. So that's something that is in my future, along with everything else. That's in my future. But I do have some promised bags that I need. I did get some done last week, and I think you guys saw them, which was and I haven't done any more. I did the owl. Why don't I have trouble with that? And then I'm trying to piece together I don't know if you saw, or you should go see her, is Debbie at the Canadian Crocheter, and she did the Grandma Spiked My Ripple Blanket. I loved it. I don't really do a lot of blankets normally because I've done tons of them, and I got tired of them. But this blanket has sort of like this pattern. So I went around and I looked through tubs, and then I realized I've got 3/4 of a tub here. I got a half of a tub there from pulling it to do projects with. So anyway, so I got the pattern. I've got it all pieced together. I've got some colors over here. I'm not going to show you yet because I'm not sure these are going to be the final colors. Whoops. So that's a project I want to do. Then the other, of course, is Sophie's Choice. Is it Sophie's Choice? No, Sophie's Universe. Sophie's Choice is a movie. Anyway, Sophie's Universe blanket. I've got the book. But if I went out, and I did a lot of figuring on this. If I went out to buy the yarn, and I looked the cheapest way, even at $3 and something, a skein of, how much was it? Okay, the one I was looking at was the 1 pounder, okay, for $7.79, and that's 850 yards or 52 yards. I don't have my, here, let me see. I put it in one of my books, but I'm trying to figure this out. It's probably not in this book. It's not. Anyway, I think it comes out to like 800 and some yards per skein. But you need 856 or 859 or 854. So you're shy a few yards. Now, the 1 pounder doesn't come, or at least I can't find, but if you all can find it, let me know. So I looked to see if the Caron colors just come in plain colors, right? Just like there's there's red heart and then there's super red heart, right? Big and small. Well, there's no big and small of Caron 1000 that I can find. There is a soft, super soft and all that good stuff. So I said, well, I just buy a big one and a little one and it'll cover it. No, you have to buy two big ones. And that would be $8 each. Now, this is on sale. Then I looked at, what? And I think that was the deal. So I would have to buy two of each. And if all the skeins that I need, I added that up and it would cost me $168. And I have all this yarn here. But I don't know if I have enough of one. So my project over Thanksgiving is to look through my tubs and see if I can find, the same color in a 4, because I got a lot of 4 yarn. If I could find the same color in number 4 yarn that would look okay with that before I buy any extras. So yeah, I just couldn't afford that right now. The Eliquis is like $185 this month. So yeah, a lot of meds I have to buy. I have to look for a new, and I've had this particular doctor for almost 10, 12 years, and now the insurance company is pulling out of her group, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I got her all trained now. She's trained. She doesn't talk to me about my weight. I mean, she'll hint every now and then, but she knows that I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. And but I've got her trained, and now I've got to train somebody else. I'm just too tired to do that. So that's my problem. I have got to find a doctor. I am going in for a final little checkup there in December in her office, and because I want to get my records turned over to this new person, and then I'll have to go to that doctor, and I've got this neck thing going on, or my head is exploding with something. So it's just I got a lot of little things that I need to take care of. And I don't know if I showed you last time, but that little I can't get my hand to go that way. That little rack there, that it has like 4 tiers to it or something, and I hung some of my fabric on it. And Randy Wester honored me with that and sent that to me. And God, is she right? And actually, I could hang it up in the closet, the nicer stuff. So I don't have to pile it on this thing here, because I'm going to be getting rid of that. I hope to take care of that in 2023. See, I got big goals, right? So yeah. So today, my neighbor Pat made Thanksgiving dinner, and she gave it to my neighbor Diane across the street, and Diane gave it to me, and it was delicious. It was very good. So I had Thanksgiving dinner today, and Diane is going to bring me dessert on Thursday, because it's just Abby and I, and Abby's easy to cook for. You just take a cup, empty it out of a bag, and throw it in her dish. She's a happy camper. So yeah, that's it. And I have got a great logo for hookers on the high seas. I've got the logo. I love it. I'm so excited. Dina, I'm sorry I have to get in touch with you, but I had gotten 3 or 4 different logos, and I went with one of them. And I thank your son very much for working on that. It just needed to be a lot more simpler, to be able to put on, shirts and stuff. So now I'm looking for a shirt person, and so that we could get them printed, and then whoever wants a shirt can go online to that person and buy them. So I'm not too familiar with that. I know there's some contact. I mean, there's some what do we call ourselves? Podcasters that have shirts, and also I'll talk to Wendy because I know she has shirts being done too. So so anyway, so I'm gonna work on that. That's my goal for January, is to start working on the cruise. I still do not know how many people are going. Naomi's been ill, and I did get in touch with her and asked about her health, and I really need to get some figures together and get the people uh, so we can get the complimentary things put together for them. Little stuff from me here because I'm sponsored. I want to give everybody a little take home things. So I've got to get that working because I only have 5 months, 4 months actually, January, February, March, April, and we leave May 5th, I think it is, or 6th, something like that. So that's coming up. Um, and we've got some podcasters coming. We've got Pamela from Adoring. Oh, I wasn't ready for this. Adoring Pamela. Adoring. Anyway, Pamela's coming. Jane Wynn and her sister is coming from Scraptastic Yarns. Nancy from You've Got Yarn 2 is coming. Let me think. There really isn't that many podcasters coming. So I'm trying to think who else. We got a lot of subscribers, quite a few subscribers coming. Some with husbands, some with friends, some with family, some with significant others. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm really sad on some of the people that couldn't come because of the date. So, but it's hard to make everybody happy and do the best we can. All right, I think that's it. I don't have um, any more to show you, and I don't have any more to talk about. I don't think, but I think that's about it. I think that's it, guys. I don't even have anything to read to you. I did get a card from Barbara, but it was a Christmas card, and I told you about it before, but I have it in there, and I had it hidden on the bottom of some paperwork. And I thought, well, I'm going to show that when I do the next video. Well, it's still under the paperwork, and now I can't find my mail from this morning. I don't know what happened to that. It might be next. It might be across the hall because I went over to visit Diane for a few minutes. I needed to talk to somebody. I haven't talked to anybody much this weekend. So that's it, guys. I'm going to. It's that time of month to pay bills, and I want to get around to maybe getting some things made. Um, I had got an order for some more little bags, so I got those all done, and I've got to get them mailed out. I got a couple things to get ready to mail out tomorrow, so I'm going to do that tonight. Okay, that's it. Y'all know my business. And I will try to get that little ride to the hospital from Saturday. It was the weather. Oh my God! Hell, thank you, God, thank you, thank you. The weather's cooled off. I didn't have to worry about being hot. I was comfortable. I was breathing better. I was able to walk in the hospital and walk down the halls without gasping for air. It was just marvelous. I felt so good, so good. So I just love the weather. It was like 70 something. Let's see what it is now. Let me see. Come here. It's 73 now. It is 73 degrees right now. Now that 70s is perfect. Well, now it's 72. It just went down a degree when I hit the thing. So tonight it's going down to 68. And tomorrow we're going to have another gorgeous day. The high is 77. This is what I call good Florida weather. Love it. Love it. Possible rain tomorrow. Poo poo caca. So anyway, I think I'm going to go make some more slippers or something. I don't. I'll work on the blanket or something. Well, I got a lot to do. We'll see. I still have Christmas bags to make. I've got them all cut. Haven't done a daggone thing with them, but I will work on them. Hopefully this week. Well, with Thanksgiving, I'll definitely stay home. I'm not going anywhere. So anyway, that's all my news. I'll give you updates on results of that angiogram when it comes in. They want me to do an MRI, and I told them I'd have to be dead before they put me in that tube again. No way. My heart couldn't take it. I'd die. That's just the way I feel. I'd die in there. I almost did last time. The first and only time I got in that tube. They tried it one time before, and they kept giving me these drugs that didn't put me out, but it made me aware that I was in it, and it wasn't comfortable, and that didn't work either. There is an open MRI, but I haven't talked to anybody about that. I'm going to call the insurance company tomorrow. Monday, if y'all ever know in business, Monday is the worst day to call businesses because everybody's waiting for Monday, and they are inundated with all kinds of calls and complaints and stuff. So anyway, just remember that Mondays is a terrible day. The best days to call someone in a business to get answers is Wednesdays and Thursdays, not Fridays, because their mind is on going home, not helping you. That's just FYI. Future. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening to my BS. And we'll see what we come up with next time I see you. Talk to you later. Bye.